everyone. Welcome to yet another episode of Foster Talks. And today we have none other than Chinmay Patgaonkar, a young 16-year-old author who has published not just one book and is about to publish a second one. Think about it in this way. 14-year-old, he's published a book. Now he is about to turn 16 and he's publishing his second book coming up very soon. I'm very curious to understand what Chinmay's journey has been like, how his thought processes has been, what has helped him create this book, what is the book's title, what is the book all about. I'm really eager to know all of this in this from Chinmay. Welcome, Chinmay, to Foster Talks. Thank you for being here. So now tell me, my first very cliche question to you. How did you end up becoming an author?
So this journey, reaching the destination of becoming an author, started from a very reluctant reader. So I wasn't really a fan of books.
Okay.
And my family was very overwhelmed by that because reading is, it's a given in the family. You must read.
Nice.
So, they tried introducing a few classics, but I wasn't really a fan of them.
Okay.
I just started with Jeffrey Archer.
I love Jeffrey Archer.
Exactly. And, the first book that I picked and I finished at the end was Jeffrey Archer's Shall We Tell the President?
Hey, this is what age?
I was about 11 or 12.
Oh, young for that book. Okay.
And from that, I switched to Dan Brown, Ashwin Sanghi, John Grisham, and various other authors.
Okay.
And the writing style is such that it keeps you going.
Yes.
It's like you're watching a movie. It's so descriptive as well that you're forced to turn to the next page. So that's the writing style I really love, and that sort of helped me, you could say, develop the patience for reading a lot of other genres. So from that, I moved on to reading a lot about history, US history.
Okay.
And then a lot of other genres, autobiographies, and so on and so forth.
Oh, amazing.
So, I read this book called Team of Rivals.
Team of Rivals, okay.
Yeah, it is about, how Abraham Lincoln picked his rivals, in his political career as his cabinet members and worked closely with them. And when Lincoln died, they said that he was the best president that they worked with. So, in that sort of helped me become a lot more curious and a lot more inquisitive about US and US history.
Okay.
So I did a lot of research on it and was studying US history at the time as well.
Yeah.
And then just out of the blue, I thought, okay, as a shot in the air, let's just try writing something related to, the US government and the FBI, stuff like that.
Okay.
So that's how the journey started.
Lovely. So this you're talking about is your first book.
Yeah.
Amazing. And that was like what? When you were 14 years old? Like when was the book?
It was published when I was 14. I started writing when I was 12.
Oh God, amazing, amazing. We want to tell the people a little about your first book before we jump to the new book that is coming up.
So my first book, which is titled The Last 21 Hours.
The Last 21 Hours.
It is about a re-elected president being assassinated on his first day of re-election. It's pretty much there in the first page, so I'm not giving any spoilers.
Okay.
And then after that, there's this FBI agent who comes across this investigation and later finds out that, this is with something very huge.
Oh.
And this is like an entire planned out conspiracy. So that's what it's mostly about.
Interesting. But I'm really curious to understand how your research process is like. Because I think as an adult, I can still relate to how and what I might be doing. But 12-year-old, they were a kid. You were not even a teenager then, technically, right? Like, what was your research process like? I mean, what about the topic could be, but how was your research process?
So for the last 21 hours, my research process was very scattered. It wasn't really planned.
Okay.
Though it was a lot of research, I won't deny that.
Yeah. I mean, that's a lot of history, but not even Indian. US, you're not very sure about
US, actually. So it was all based on, even if I had to find like the distance between, for example, the White House to the FBI building.
Yeah.
Okay, which there's like frequent mentions of.
Yes.
I had to research, the time that's taken to reach, these two locations through Google Maps and Google. I was playing with the
technology.
Yeah, I was playing with maps so much that my mom thought that I'm doing I'm working on some geography project or something.
Oh,
So even she had no idea.
That's because you didn't really physically know these locations. Oh my God, okay. That would have been a huge thing. But how did you get to know, or how did you gain information about the political background? Because I'm sure that these are not easy information to obtain, right? Like, how did you find these out? Like, whatever kind of information that you wanted so that you can write a book, where did you go and find all these from?
Well, obviously, it's not something that a 12-year-old or a 30-year-old comes across.
Okay, yeah, exactly.
But I thought, there were a lot of websites and government archives and stuff like that.
Okay.
So whatever information that I wanted, I was a little smart about that. I knew, so I was writing during the pandemic.
Okay.
So obviously I could not travel all the way to the US.
Yeah.
So I would say a bit, smart about referring to online sources and sources out there in the public domain.
Okay.
So a lot of books, a lot of documentaries, a lot of movies did kind of help me with the inspiration as well.
Yes.
And a lot of articles as well. And actually during that time, the US election was also going on. So there was an abundant amount of information in the form of articles and videos that was, scattering the internet everywhere. So it was easy in terms of access, at least for the story.
Yeah. Oh my God, that's a lot of processes and good use of COVID times.
Yeah.
Another good thing that came out of. So now let's move on to the new book, Ashoka's Secret. I'm sorry I had to reveal the name. I was just excited to do that. But I will let you talk about the book. Can you please tell us what's Ashoka's Secret all about?
So, Ashoka had started a secret society. So this is a common conspiracy theory when you read about Ashoka.
Okay.
Amongst other conspiracy theories about Ashoka. There's this, that he, after the Kalinga War, which was absolutely brutal.
Yes, of course.
He started a secret society consisting of 9 individuals.
Okay, 9 people. Okay.
Yeah, that's why it was called the 9 Unknown.
The 9 Unknown, okay.
And so these 9 people would hide their identities as members of the 9 Unknown. And they would sort of undercover study various subjects. Each member was assigned a certain subject.
Okay.
So be it from, let's say, microbiology to, cosmology, or even propaganda.
Yeah.
So there was like a variety of subjects that these members had to research on and to preserve this information, which is very advanced.
Yeah.
So that's what the theory is about.
Okay.
And so I kind of played around with the story, like, assuming that this secret society exists.
Okay.
I wrote a story about, there are a bunch of people who want to hunt down these 9 manuscripts.
Okay.
And an entire sort of a treasure hunt branches.
Wow, okay.
Between these two groups. One is the people, one is the 9 Unknown.
Okay.
And there's this another secret society planning to kill all of the 9 Unknown and, also trying to obtain this information.
Oh.
I don't want to give spoilers, but yeah.
Of course you shouldn't, but so this is like a thriller.
Yeah.
This is a treasure hunt.
You could say, yeah.
This is a history review.
You could say it's a, I don't know, but I have this thing about calling it a historical thriller.
A historical thriller. Yeah, that's a nice way of putting it. Exactly. I mean,
Yeah.
it has, right? But then, I'm suddenly, just when you're talking about this, I'm getting a lot of Indiana Jones and all of that coming into my head. What is the inspiration? Yeah, I mean, exactly. I mean, that's what we grew up seeing. I mean, that's our ideal mystery solving scenarios. Like, where did your inspirations come from for this particular story? Why Ashoka? But that's not a name that we, like, even from Indian history, it's not a name that you hear on a day-to-day basis. I mean, even when I'm not telling that history is a very actively spoken topic, but then it's rare. But even within that, Ashoka or the Kalinga War, we don't really discuss about this much. So how did you end up picking that topic?
So the thing is that if I am planning to write a book on some topic, I would have a prevalent interest in a certain topic, and based on that, I just generally pick it and make I generally pick that topic for my, writing a story out of it, and I would do some basic amount of research before I jump into that into creating that entire story.
Yes.
So Ashoka was something that I was actually quite fascinated by ancient India. Okay. And I had read a lot about, well, not a lot, a few articles about, the Mauryan Empire, how advanced it was. And I read the Arthashastra and the Chanakya Niti.
Oh my God, okay, that's deep. That's a lot of information.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I came across Ashoka, and whatever I read about him, like, oh wow, this is quite, deep itself.
Yeah.
And it was, and people call Ashoka the Great, and so just like I have a general, interest in history itself. So I didn't pick Ashoka specifically.
Okay.
But when I came to realize about, this ancient secret society in India, I was like, okay, you know what? I need to find some, information out.
God.
I was in my own Robert Langdon chase.
Interesting topic to chase, actually.
Yeah. But the inspiration behind the protagonist is actually my sister, who is an archaeologist.
Okay.
Yeah.
Runs in the family then.
Pretty much, yeah. Yeah, and her passion for history is pretty much captured in the story.
Oh, that's really sweet. That's really nice. And has she read your manuscript?
Not really. I want to keep it a secret from her.
Okay, I hope she'll read it soon and you get to hear some good feedback. Did any of the characters in your book has had any resemblance to anybody you know? Like in real life? The mom, dad, sister, yourself?
Well, not myself, but there are a few.
Okay.
I would not like to take names.
Okay. Yeah, but do they have?
Yeah.
How did your character arc or the characters that you built while writing the book, how did your real life relationships and the people you know, how did it help you?
So I tend to observe, so for character arcs and, character building and coming up with characters, I just observe the people around me. And the name of the protagonist, Ananya, is actually the name of my cousin.
Okay.
So even if I have to look for names, I just have, friends around me and, family around me.
That really seems well. You seem to be having a very good support system. Can you tell me, like, when you're writing this book, I'm sure it's not going to be, would not have been easy. Your first book, not this upcoming one, Ashoka's Secret. The school, with classes, your extracurricular activity going on. Like, how has your support system been like?
So, my parents are very supportive of my writing. And, from time to time, if I don't know what to write, I just discuss it with them.
Thanks.
And, just their support of, I just as long as you enjoy the process, it's all good. Just that itself is like my support. Okay, just my craft for writing will sort of pan it all out for the story.
Interesting. whom do you brainstorm your book ideas with?
A few friends of mine.
Okay.
There's this one friend of mine who lives right next door.
Lovely.
And we discuss absolutely everything.
Oh.
Be it books, be it movies, be it the randomest conversations ever.
Okay.
So it's always fun to discuss, ideas and characters with her.
Interesting. So any day, would you want your book turning onto an on-screen, a movie or a series?
I would love that.
Would you want any particular character doing your main roles? Anybody in your mind?
Not really.
Okay. Let's keep that open then. Hopefully that
Let
day
that be a
comes in.
mystery.
Yeah, then ideally, actually, let it be a mystery. What are you most excited about with this new book, Ashoka Secret, coming out? What are you the most excited about?
Well, I'm very excited about talking about it
Okay.
on Foster Talks.
Yeah.
And yeah, just going out there and explaining what I've written.
Yeah.
And also to read the final, the book itself. I look forward to reading that.
Okay. How excited are you about seeing that first print in your hand?
On a scale of 1 to 10, about 20.
I was actually expecting that answer. It's going to be there. When are you planning to do a big launch for the book? Do you have anything that you can tell the audience when your book might be available?
Well, just like the theme of my book, when the time is right, it shall be revealed.
Oh, smart. Oh my God. I think I have a lot to learn from today's teenagers. Smart answers. If you have to give a message to all our viewers, something that is related to a book, in your book, a message that you can pick out and want the public to really grasp that in, what would that message be?
So, I think that's a very heavy question.
Yeah. Think about it and you can answer.
Yeah, but see, I'm trying not to give any spoilers. As much as I would love to, discuss about what goes on in the story.
We have the power to cut the video in case accidentally you give out any spoilers. Very.
Yeah, but there are a lot of places that are kind of quite unheard of. Okay. A lot of places that many people may not know about, such as, let's say, Sarnath or Bodh Gaya, just as an example.
Yes.
And a lot about ancient India, which, when I read about it and when my sister talks about it, it feels like, wow, it was such an advanced, civilization.
Yes.
And, places like, let's say, Bodh Gaya or, Sarnath and stuff.
Yeah.
They are quite significant towards Indian history.
Our history, very.
Yeah, exactly. So I kind of feel that, okay, it's like, you're on an adventure.
Yeah.
But like a very cool thing where you're kind of exploring history through a thriller kind of so that's my insight on it.
Yeah, that's really nice and beautiful. What are your future plans? Like after now, once, I hope the book comes out soon, but then once that book is done, what next?
I read this one.
Which, any quick ideas in head, something that you're already mulling over?
Quite a lot, actually. I don't even see. There are so many ideas that it's very difficult to pick which one would fit the best.
Okay.
So I'm still in that phase.
Okay, interesting. Is there any particular genre that you would want to stick to?
Well, Last 21 Hours was a crime thriller.
Yes.
And Ashoka's Secret is a historical thriller, like I prefer calling it.
Yeah.
So thrillers are like, the word thriller will be attached to it because I love reading them and I absolutely love writing thrillers.
Okay.
But I do want to, get a deep, have a deep exploration towards history and mythology. So that's
beautiful.
That's always there.
Anybody who really inspires you?
So with mythology, Amish and Kevin Missel are my absolute favorites.
Okay.
And the way they describe, what happens, let's say in a scene, and dating it back to how many centuries or
Definitely.
how many thousands of years ago, doing that is very difficult, and just perfectly writing that, and for a reader to visualize it, that's really awesome. I love it how they write it.
I'm a huge fan of it. Which is your favorite book of each of them?
So Amish's, I liked Amish's Ravan.
Okay.
And War of Lanka.
Okay.
And Kevin Missal's Kalki series.
Definitely.
And because I read it and it's like, wow, it's like I'm watching, I'm reading a Marvel movie.
Exactly. Yeah, even I had that same feeling with those books, both of them. And both these authors have been amazing authors. I really hope you get to hear some some critical feedback about your book from them as well. I mean, we definitely need to, so that really helps you out for your next work as well. Amazing. Cool. One last very cliche question. I would say my last two questions to you. One, what would you say is your message to young people? I would say school kids or people like you, who generally is just a teenager or somebody, but they love reading, they love writing. To get them to actually build in some confidence, what would your message be to them?
Well, I would say that when you 100% sure about your story,
Okay.
and writing it,
Okay.
then just go ahead with it. Just surrender to the story, and it will sort of play itself out. That's what I've witnessed with my writing as well.
Okay. That's beautiful. Nice. Now my last question to you: if not writing, what would your other art form would have been? I would really like to call writing as an art form, but if not writing, what would the other option be for you?
As an art form, probably I would say.
Don't tell me playing games.
No.
Sorry, no games here.
I think. See, because I'm a huge cinephile and I love watching movies and TV shows, and I've watched my favorite movies a million times.
Okay.
Same goes for a lot of shows that I'm not ready to watch a certain show,
Okay.
like a new show, because I'm so addicted
In good ways.
not addicted but very attached to certain shows. So probably something in the movie making business or the film making business.
Oh, that's beautiful. And I really hope, I really wish you luck. As a writer, I really am looking forward to reading Ashoka, because I've gone through your first book and it's a brilliant work. If somebody
Thank you, sir.
hadn't told me that this is a kid, not even a teenager, literally a kid who has written it, or your bio didn't have it, had that printed out there, I don't think I would have believed that it came from a child. I really wouldn't have. So I'm really having huge hopes for Ashoka, and I really look forward to reading it. And then thanks, your confidence is amazing. I would love to talk how you're talking. I mean, your confidence is brilliant. I really hope you inspire a lot of young people out there, teenagers today, or any young crowd who are in any way doubting about any of their strong points, any of their passion. I really hope that people like you are able to give a message to the society today that really no, age is just a number. If you are really in love with something, just go ahead and do it. As you said, it's just your confidence. If you love your purpose, if you love your art, just go ahead and do it.
Yeah, because
I really hope so.
I'm someone who constantly doubts myself
Okay.
for every other reason 24/7. Okay? For I'm doubting myself for if I'm framing this answer perfectly or not.
Okay.
Okay, so to that level, even though it's an exaggeration, but still. So I mean, I have certain doubts about even while writing. Okay, is am I going the right way?
Okay.
Will it be accepted by readers?
Okay.
But when I myself, look at it from a third person's point of view,
Okay.
I think when I'm reading my manuscript, okay, this has some strength in it, and
Yeah.
I just imagine, okay, if I probably wasn't if I gave up on this manuscript, would I be happy?
Okay.
So that's what probably helps me stick around, and also a lot of patience.
Yeah, you did a lot of that. But yeah, I can say from the how much ever conversations that we've had so far that you are very patient as a person. Yeah, I mean, that's a great thing.
Right.
Amazing, Chinmay. Thank you so much for your time here today. Thank you so much for your conversations.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for sharing your journey, your life, about a lot of your stuff, about your book. Thank you so much for sharing it with Foster Reads today, with Sipping in this Chai Point as part of the I Run on Chai community and Foster Talks. Thank you so much for doing that. And I really, really, to the bottom of my heart, I wish you all the very best for Ashoka Secret. Good luck. Thank you.